The costliest item in the economic stimulus package is a tax credit of up to $400 for individuals earning less than $75,000 a year. And lots of other tax breaks get phased out if you make about that much, like for first-time home buyers and car buyers. So, when the president takes pen to that bill tomorrow, will he be leaving out some very important taxpayers from the benefits of this huge spending plan? Grover Norquist is with us. He's the president of Americans for Tax Reform. He says this bill is really just spending money on people who don't pay their taxes. Grover, welcome. Good to see you again. Seems to me, as a kind of an outside observer, although I'm not really, but as an observer of this, seems to me like this is a massive wealth transfer from those who pay federal taxes to those who don't pay federal taxes.
It does so in two ways. The first is this is a massive transfer of wealth from taxpayers to government employees, state, local, federal government employees and their pensions. But on the tax front, as you say, there are supposedly tax cuts in this bill. Remember, Obama promised everyone he was going to cut their taxes. However, he phases those out at very low incomes, and many of the tax cuts are what they call refundable tax cut. What is a refundable tax cut? That means if you don't pay any income taxes or you don't have an income tax liability, the federal government will send you a check for $400 or $500. So the vast bulk of this $787 billion bill is spending. The part of it that they refer to as tax cuts, even much of that is actually writing checks. And if Obama hasn't figured it out, if you're writing a check, it's not a tax cut, it's spending.
Is there a cut in payroll taxes for lower income workers? You know, the Social Security tax that you pay, everybody pays. Is that rebated in this bill?
Well, for many Americans, maybe at 10, 11 million Americans, they're already getting a complete rebate of their Social Security payroll taxes through the Earned Income Tax Credit. This takes that, puts it on steroids. So those 11 million people already getting back their Social Security taxes, they will get Social Security benefit in the future. So their Social Security has been turned into a welfare program rather than a self-employment program. And the answer is that they end up writing checks to people who don't have any Social Security tax liability or income tax liability.
For what it's worth, Grover, I think we've passed the tipping point where half of all voters don't pay tax, so the other half that do pay taxes, they're just taken advantage of to some degree. If you don't pay taxes, why would you object to a tax increase for everybody else? I think we've passed the tipping point.
The good news is that we still live in the United States of America, and a majority of Americans would rather have a tax cut stimulus than a spending stimulus. A majority of Americans think high taxes, the taxes are too high on them already, even as you point out, almost half of Americans don't pay income taxes. So we're not quite...
But unfortunately, Grover, I hate to say, but we're out of time. But, you know, unfortunately, that's not what they've got, is it? That's not what this spending thing is all about. Grover Norquist, it's always a pleasure, and we thank you for being with us today, sir. Thanks.